The door slammed, the lock snapped into place, and I stood outside in the cold, staring at the grain of the wood, the useless key trembling in my hand. Their words still rang in my head like a verdict. You're no longer part of this family. I didn't knock. I didn't plead. I just turned and walked away, carefully, as if carrying something explosive. There was a time I truly thought they loved me. As a child, I fought for their attention, forever stuck in the shadows of my sister's spotlight. My perfect grades meant nothing if Emma smiled. My career milestones meant nothing if she bought a new dress. I kept convincing myself that if I worked harder, stayed longer, spoke louder, they'd finally notice me. But their love had conditions, unwritten rules I never agreed to. And when they slammed that door shut, I realized it wasn't just rejection. It was the truth laid bare. The signs had been trickling in for years. The way they introduced me with a dismissive laugh, our son, the difficult one. The way every gathering turned into Emma's stage, while I was the background. And when they finally cut me off, it wasn't out of anger. It was deliberate, precise, a final judgment. Yet barely a week later, an email landed in my inbox. The subject line read, "Urgent. Call immediately." It was from their lawyer. For the first time in my life, they needed me. I didn't panic. I didn't run to their rescue. I poured myself coffee, sat by the window, and read the message again. It was about their beloved estate, the house they guarded like a crown jewel. Something was wrong with the deed. A small oversight my father had shoved onto me years back when he was too busy basking in his own self-importance. What he never noticed was whose name still sat on the documents, mine. They thought shutting me out of the family meant erasing me from everything. But they forgot the legal threads I still held. I called their lawyer, calm and steady. I confirmed the issue, listened to the panic straining his voice. Then I told him I'd be in touch. I didn't show up at their door. I didn't throw it in their faces. Instead, I quietly hired my own attorney. Together, we combed through the deed, the mortgage, the tax records. Line by line, we reinforced my standing, closing every loophole, locking every door. For once, I wasn't their scapegoat. I was their gatekeeper. And the next time we met, it wasn't at their house. It was in a lawyer's office. They walked in first, smiling, rehearsed, convinced they still held control. Emma gave me that dismissive eye roll, as if I'd crawled back begging crumbs. Dad leaned in, syrupy with contempt. "Let's settle this, sign the papers, give the house back, and maybe we'll think about forgiving you." I stopped him, cool and controlled. "You told me I wasn't family." The room fell quiet. I pushed my lawyer's folder across the table. The paperwork inside left no argument. I wasn't merely listed on the deed. I was the majority owner. Without my signature, they had nothing. Color left my mother's face. Emma opened her mouth to protest, then shut it as the truth unfolded. In cutting me off, they had handed me the blade. My father's attempt to thunder felt brittle and hollow. He knew his rule was unraveling. I leaned back. "I don't need your blessing or your love, but I do own the walls you live in. From now on, you answer to me." They sat stunned, trapped by their own arrogance. Silence became my triumph. I didn't throw them out. That would have been cruelty disguised as mercy. I let them stay, but the balance had shifted forever. Every tax notice, every repair call, every decision ran through me. They could no longer pretend I didn't exist. I became the inescapable shadow, my name stamped on every bank letter. Best of all, I never raised my voice, never pleaded, never broke. Their locked door hadn't erased me, it released me. Now, whenever they move through those rooms, they feel who holds the title beneath their feet. I don't knock anymore. I own the place. And nothing announces that more plainly than silence backed by a signed deed.